Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. So we all know that offshore fishing really takes a toll on your gear and equipment. And that's true even with our pliers. Today I'm actually going to be reviewing two top tier titanium pliers. In my right hand I got the old school Van Staals, and in my left hand I got the brand new 7.5 inch Gomexus titanium plier designed specifically for offshore. Now they may look similar, but there are some mega differences that I think you'll be impressed to see. Let's jump in and I'm going to show you what they are. Here we are, two great pliers side by side. Let's see what's under the hood. So we could say that, you know, titanium's titanium, but not all pliers are built the same. Now we have the Van Staals in the right hand, the Gomexus in the left hand. I can tell you that both of these pliers are built from the same aerospace titanium, and that titanium specifically, if you care to know, is TI 6AL 4V grade, and it's for lightweight and strength. Now titanium itself is impervious to the elements like the salt water, so that's one thing that you'll definitely get out of both of these is corrosion resistance. They're both fairly lightweight for the robust size. Now keep in mind these are much larger pliers designed for offshore big game fish. They both have carbide cutters that are going to cut braid, fluorocarbon, and monofilament with ease. Now one thing that I'll tell you is that the Van Staals, they come in at 10 ounces. The brand new Gomexus 7.5 inch offshore comes in just under 10 ounces at 9.17 ounces. So they are a little bit lighter, but they have a thicker frame with that 14 millimeter frame. So they're going to be a little bit heavier in the sense that they don't bend. They're not heavier, they just act heavier. All right guys, so what we're going to talk about first is the brand new Gomexus 7.5 inch titanium plier. Now, like I had mentioned, these are aerospace grade titanium pliers, but what's really neat about these pliers that stands out instantly is the dual cutters. So in the jaws here, they have a carbide cutter that's going to be able to cut braid, fluorocarbon, and monofilament with ease. But what's super cool is on the side here, they have a high nitrogen steel cutter that's going to cut all of your super thick mono, like 200-300 pound mono, and then of course your wire leader. Now they're very comfortable in the hand, ergonomic, but what's really cool is this ribbed grip. This grip is going to be great for conditions when it's wet. You really don't notice it at all until you actually need it and your hands are wet. My hands stay wet because I'm releasing fish, then I'm grabbing my pliers. So it's really nice for that particular instance. Now at first glance, both of these pliers are the same high quality titanium, but Gomexus's durability and also the dual cutting system with its robust nature, I think really sets itself apart from your typical Van Staal plier. Now on the Van Staal, if you're looking at these, they do have a nice grip. You know, it fits in your hand nicely, but they're very slick. So when you're holding these guys, it's going to feel like they're going to, you know, you're going to let them go. And I've had that happen actually a couple times, believe it or not. They don't have the dual cutters. They do have an oversized cutter that's perfect for monofilament, braid, and fluorocarbon. And it's a really large cutter. It's probably one of the largest cutters on the market, to be honest. But they're lacking the ability to cut big mono and also the steel. You don't want to cut steel with a carbide cutter. It just won't last very long. With that being said, let's go ahead and do a performance cutting test just to show you what I'm talking about. All right, let's do the first test with the Van Staals. This is 250 pound monofilament. Let's see how she cuts. Okay, so as you can see, that cuts like butter, so you can't fault it. The Van Staal does really well with cutting heavier monofilament, does really well with braid and any type of fluorocarbon. So the cutters, you can't go wrong in that particular instance. Now let's see how they do on wire. All right, so now I got some single strand wire. Nothing too crazy, it's a 100-pound wire. Let's see how the Van Staals do. Ooh, hey, I feel like I'm gonna break the cutters. I feel like I'm gonna break the cutters if I do that too hard. Okay, with quite a bit of pressure, I can cut this. However, you could tell that if you did that too many times, this would definitely damage the carbide cutter. And I know it will. I've done it with my cheaper pliers, and it really shortens the lifespan of those cutters. All right, here's a 250-pound mono. I'm going to cut it first with the braid cutter or the carbide cutter. Well, that cuts like butter. So as you can tell, that cuts really well. And look, you can even cut it with the nitrogen cutter. All right, so what's really neat and what sets it apart is the ability to cut wire with this particular cutter, the high nitrogen Staal side cutters. Check that out. It's really no work for these cutters to cut that. I'm not even putting, believe it or not, I'm not even putting a lot of pressure on those for it to cut. That's a really cool feature, and it's not going to tear up your cutter. So what this ultimately is going to do is allow you to cut wire on the water without having to get your wire cutters, which I also used to hold a separate big old wire cutter on the boat. But what it does is it allows you to save your carbide cutters so they're going to last that much longer. All right, so both pliers cut through braid and mono pretty effortlessly. However, the Gomexus is designed to cut through both types of material. The Van Staals can cut through wire, but you're going to ruin your carbide cutters. It's just a matter of time. It's going to really shorten the lifespan of those carbide cutters. And if you know anything about Van Staal, listen, nothing's cheap. So I don't even want to know. I have never personally looked up what the replacement cost for a carbide cutter for Van Staal, but hell, if it's a $400 or $500 plier, you're probably looking at $100, I'd imagine. All right, so I've already touched on this a little bit, the grip. If I'm gonna pick one or the other for grip, it's definitely gonna be the Gomexus. These feel great in the hand, they're very comfortable, but definitely more slick when wet. So Gomexus definitely wins on the cutting aspect, they win on the weight aspect, they win on the grip aspect. All right, let's talk about the sheaths. The sheaths to me are very important. Both come with a premium leather sheath that's gonna last many, many, many years. They both have a lanyard. The Van Staal lanyard is considerably smaller, and the Gomexus Kevlar lanyard is quite a bit larger. So you're gonna notice that right off the get-go. But one thing that really stood out to me is that these Van Staals are built just for belt loops. So you got to be wearing belted shorts or pants in order to use these on the hip. With these, we have a high stainless steel clip that's going to be able to stick to a board short, regular utility shorts, pants, you name it, it's going to stick to your hip. So I personally like the clip. I don't like when I have to wear a belt on the boat. That's just not my thing. I know a lot of other guys might like that, especially on the East Coast. I don't do it. But let's jump into the real nitty-gritty of things, what we all want to know. What's the price? What's the warranty? The things that matter. Now, there's no denying that both of these pliers are very good quality. The Van Staals have been around for a long time. They're very durable. But one of the things that always stood out to me, these used to be $500. Currently, market price has them at $400. They came down quite a bit since the competition on the market now. And that's really where Gomexus shines. You're talking about $300, a little sub $300 in some instances compared to currently $400. So considerably cheaper. But what really is cool about the Gomexus is they come with 3 replacement carbide cutters in the box and a tool so you could change things on the fly and make adjustments. The Van Staals, you will not get that. Not only that, the Gomexus offers a lifetime warranty. The Van Staals, you're going to get 1-year warranty out of these. And in my opinion, any plier over $300-400 should have a lifetime warranty. That tells me that, hey, you believe in your product, you back your product. Because if you could break these, then it's honestly kind of scary. But anyway, they're both good quality pliers, but if I'm going to choose one, it's going to be the Gomexus plier. And it's just because, honestly, they're robust, slip resistant, dual cutters, a little bit lighter. They have the clip and the leather sheath that I prefer. And overall, they just win in most facets, and of course, the warranty. So make sure you guys check them out. I'll leave the link down in the description. High quality stuff, guys. Beautiful pliers. If you want to buy something and not have to worry about buying another $20-30 plier ever again, you probably should look at a pair of these. Anyhow, if you like this video, make sure you give a thumbs up, comment below, and let me know your thoughts. What is your overall consensus? Which one do you think is better from what I've showed you today? Until next time, guys, I'll see you on the water.